and my handler, Emily Rose. Today we're going to be talking about bandaging. Alright, so the first wrap we're going to talk about today is a polar wrap. Polar wrap is used during exercise. That's the only time. So a polar wrap is not used for support. It's used to just protect the horse's legs from interference. So you can either wrap on the front or hind leg. Today I'm going to be demonstrating on Mac's front leg. The first thing to consider is the length of your polar wrap and the length of the horse's leg. So I'm going to polar wrap. You're going to start on the inside of your horse's leg, wrap around once, and then start going down about a half an inch to an inch depending on the length and width of your polar wrap. I'm going to go down with a consistent speed and pressure. You don't want to pull super tight as you can restrict the horse's motion. When I get down to the fetlock, I'm just going to go down just a little bit below the horse's fetlock to help cuff it. Again, this provides no support, but just to protect the horse from interference as it moves. And I'm going to go back up. And then you always want to try to end your polar wrap with the Velcro on the outside. So the next wrap we're going to talk about is a standing bandage. A standing bandage is used in the horse's stall or while they're traveling to help support the leg during traveling from leg fatigue. And then you can use it in their stall if they have an injury, they get stocked up, or if they just need a little support after working. So the bandages I have today, this is a no-go wrap. It's a little thinner than a normal quilt wrap, and it compresses to the leg a little bit easier, and a track bandage. To begin your wrap, you're going to start the same technique as your polar wrap. You're going to pull tightly so that there's no wrinkles, but not too tight where you're cutting the circulation off. I know this wrap is a little bit longer, so I'm going to start a little higher than I normally would. But I'm going to use the same even pressure, not pulling super tight, just having a slight tension. And I'm going to go down until we have about a half inch at the bottom of the quilt showing, just to allow movement and airflow. Then you're going to go back up. And again, you always want to try to have your Velcro end on the outside. If the horse is standing in its stall and you want to just add a little bit of support to the Velcro, a piece of masking tape around the Velcro just to help support it and have the Velcro not hanging out where it could get stuck on the horse's leg or a piece in its stall. The third wrap we're going to talk about today is a stack wrap. A stack wrap is used when a horse has an injury higher than what a normal standing wrap could cover. It involves two bandage quilts, one on top of each other. So the first step for a stack wrap is adding your anchor. What you're going to want to do is find a longer, thicker quilt, and you're going to want to use the cornet band as kind of like your end point. So the first step of your stack wrap is your anchor. This is going to involve a longer, thicker quilt to have the top standing wrap hold in place. So you're going to start, and you're going to want to put this a little lower, especially since the quilt's a little longer, to just about the start of the cornet band. And again, your kind of wrap is the same. Make sure there's no wrinkles. Just as your normal standing wrap, you're going to want to use even pressure all the way down. You want to take special consideration, especially since you are going around the horse's fetlock joint and going a little lower, that you do not pull too tight and that there's no wrinkles restricting the horse's movement. And you're going to go back up. And you want to leave a little bit more space on the top than you would a normal standing wrap, just because you're going to cover the top with another standing wrap and it kind of has a place to stick. So as you see, I have a little bit down here and then a little bit of quilt showing. So the next part of your stack wrap is applying a dressing for the wound. I'm going to say that Mac has a wound right here, so I would have my ointment on a Telfa pad, put it on, and then you're going to use brown gauze as it helps stick to itself if the bandage ever came unplaced, and then it's a little bit stretchier. So I'm just going to wrap this brown gauze, making sure that it's not super tight, but it's kind of just sitting there really just to support the talpa pad. It's really not there for any other reason except support. So the next part of the stack wrap is covering the actual wound itself. You're going to want, again, a thicker wrap, but not as thick as your bottom wrap, as you have a lot more leg to go around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just place it above the bottom wrap, and then kind of just mold it to the leg. You're not going to be able to go around a lot, again, as you have a lot more leg in diameter. And this wrap, you really have to know the length of your bandages, just so you know you're going to end at the right place. So, and you can go down a little bit further than your normal ½ inch to an inch. You're going to go down, connecting the wraps together, and then go back up. And then end it, and you can put masking tape again on the Velcro just to help support it. Elasticon is also used to keep the dirt, shavings, and anything else that can get into the bandage if the wound is higher up and it has the opportunity to do so. Semester. Hoof wrap is used when a horse loses a shoe, has an abscess in its hoof, or has a sore sole from a puncture or an injury. So you're going to put your diaper on, and the diaper you can put on a little bit tight. Is everything touching? As long as everything. A diaper you can put on pretty tight to help support it. The only place you don't want it tight is if it's on the horse's skin. So the latches I have are on the horse's hoof, so it won't bother him. If you do have excess diaper that's super tight, you can always cut it off. Now I'm going to put vet wrap on to help keep the diaper in place. The vet wrap is not used to help support or any way, but really just to keep the diaper in place and hold everything in. So you want to try to cover every area of the diaper except where the horse's skin lies. So you want to stop at the cornet band. And then here, as you can see, I'm going to have to cut down right here, and in the front, add a little bit of a slit just to help provide movement and not cut off circulation in the horse's hoof. So the next step is making your duct tape wall. You're going to use duct tape to help keep moisture, dirt, anything out of the hoof, and add an extra layer of support. So what I did is I took 5 strips and I added them on the wall, overlapping just about a ¼ of an inch. Next, I added it the other way, overlapping again about a ¼ of an inch, just to make a sheet. You can add multiple layers if you needed to. Today I'm just going to demonstrate one. And then also, you're going to want to add a couple pieces of duct tape on your leg, just in case your sheet is not long enough. So now that we've made our duct tape sheet, I'm going to place it over the bottom of his hoof and just secure it around the outsides of the hoof wall. At this time, you can put the hoof down, and obviously I can see that I made the back a little too long and the front a little short, so I'm just going to add a couple layers to the front just to help secure it. And then you always want to have your scissors handy to just cut away at the excess tape so it's not against the horse's skin. The hoof wrap is usually the messiest of all wraps. As long as it's secure and not bothering the horse, it will stay on. Thank you for coming to my bandaging video. I hope I informed you guys on the different techniques of bandaging. I just want to say thank you to my handler, Emily Rhodes, and for Matt being a good boy, and I hope you guys have a great day.